These are the most delicious healthy brownies I've ever made, and they taste just as good as regular brownies. And what my family loves about this recipe is that there's no bananas, no pumpkin, and no black beans inside, just pure chocolate goodness. But here's what makes them even better: they have half the calories, half the fat, and 3 times fewer carbs than traditional brownies, and no one would ever notice that. Today's brownie recipe is a lighter take on the classic thanks to applesauce. I'll start by adding half cup of applesauce to a large bowl, followed by 1 egg, quarter cup of peanut butter, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 tablespoons of melted butter, which is just enough to add richness while keeping the fat in check. The applesauce makes these brownies incredibly moist and adds natural sweetness, so you don't need as much added sugar. Just make sure to use unsweetened applesauce. Give it a good mix, and now it's time to sift in the dry ingredients: half cup of oat flour or blended oats, quarter cup of cocoa powder, quarter teaspoon of baking powder, quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and a pinch of salt. Just stir everything together and we're almost there. Now I'm adding a bit of dark chocolate, enough to make the chocolate flavor pop even more and give these brownies that extra indulgence. You know, I made healthy brownies before, like these made with pumpkin or black bean brownies, and while I enjoy them, some taste testers noticed a slight aftertaste, but not with these. Trust me, they taste just like the real deal. Now pour the batter into a baking pan lined with parchment paper, and what makes these brownies extra special are the raspberries. You can just scatter them on top. You know, chocolate and raspberries are the perfect pair, they balance each other beautifully, so whether you use fresh or frozen berries, they cut through the richness and add a bit of freshness to the recipe. So if you need something quick and chocolatey, this is it. Just 1 bowl, 5 minutes to mix, and pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes, but be sure to check on them cause you don't want to overbake them and end up with dry and crumbly brownies. Once they're done, let them rest in the pan for at least half an hour, because the longer they sit, the chocolate flavor gets even richer. Anyway, I think these brownies are as close to regular brownies as it gets, but with way less fat and sugar. So why you need to try these brownies? Because they're fudgy, chocolatey, and because they're insanely delicious. And if you ask me, the flavor is what really matters when it comes to sticking with healthy food choices. You know, these brownies aren't just a healthy dessert, you can also enjoy them as a post-workout snack or pair them with milk and a handful of nuts and they make the perfect breakfast on the go. Just like these jam bars I made recently, a new delicious way to enjoy oats for breakfast. They're super easy to make and perfect for meal prep. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.